So Project MIATA, if you guys remember it at all, we put the motor swap into it. If you don't remember, just look at my other videos and you can watch the video on it. Anyway, it continues. So we got the motor in it, it's running, everything is good that way. But now it's time to fix some rust. So let's see what we're working with. Nasty rot all over this thing. Let's check out the other side. Ah, yikes. It's disgusting. Well, it's gotta be fixed. So I was showing you the rust, grinded down rust on the MIATA. The reason why I did that is because I want to see how far the rust went. So then I know exactly how much to cut out. Because there's different stages to do a repair like this. There's a stage where you just grind it down, put some cheese on it, Bondo, you know, sand it and paint it. That's like the really low end. There's mid-range, which is what I'm doing because we're working within a budget here. Mid-range is great because it's going to do the trick where rust will not come back, however, on a budget. So that's what we're doing. And then there's like the full-on restoration level high-end range, but that'll cost like 3 times more than this mid-range one. And that's like completely, you know, drilling out the stitch welds and completely changing panels and stuff like that. So we're doing the mid-range. I'm going to show you how that works. We sand it down to see how far the rust goes. The next step is to cut a piece that exactly fits in where we removed the rust. So here it is. And then we stitch weld it on very carefully. When you stitch weld, you'll do a little weld here, and then you'll do a little weld here, and then a little one here, and then a little one here, and then a little one here, and then you leave it. You let it fully cool down, and then you go again. And you keep going until everything is welded and there is no holes left. So we're at the stitch weld stage here. We got a really beautiful brand new piece of metal put in, flowing perfectly with the quarter panel. So that's all done. And you can see here, we're starting on the next stage. So there'll be another piece just like this one put in right here. So when this is done, we're literally dealing with almost no filler at all. You know, just some seam sealer, primer, maybe a really thin skim coat, and some really nice paint. That's the stage where we're at now. It takes a ton of time to make the panel the exact size and then stitch weld. The stitch weld part alone typically takes about 3 or 4 hours to get it perfect because you got to keep letting it cool down. So it's still going to take a while, and then it's moving on to the next piece. So we got some work to do on this, but I've been very busy lately, but finally found some time, kind of caught up now to get this MIATA done and get it out on the road cruising for what we have left of the summer. So it's exciting to get on it. It's exciting to see it coming around and see it really restored. It's already looking really amazing. Like, how awesome does that look? I can't wait to finish this thing. It's going to be awesome. So stay tuned, and I'm going to show you what's next and how to finish this thing in detail. The next video is going to show how I actually weld, cut the panel, grind, all that stuff. That's all coming in the next video. And I just saw a raccoon. Okay, so at this point we have the stitch welding completely done, and now starting to work on blending the stitch. So grind it down, and we just put a super light skim coat of this is short strand glass, glass filled filler, and it's just to blend over that stitch. You can see here's the existing metal from the MIATA, and here is the metal from the brand new quarter, and it's such a small very light skim coat. That's all we need. That's when you know a job machine. That's when you know a job's done good, because you know, if you're putting it in and it's, you know, too far in, you gotta like really fill it with Bondo to get it back up to where it needs to be. If you weld it on and the piece you put on is actually extruding out, then you gotta pound it in and then fill it. So when you have it kind of like perfect, you can see the metal at the bottom and you can see the metal at the top because the positioning is great. That's when it's done properly and it's good. So yeah, we're doing great here.